we're reviewing She-Hulk again, episode 9. We literally got so mad recording our last episode on about She-Hulk. We were talking about
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, so the episode's about Werewolf by Night, which I think I'm going to release after this episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Werewolf by Night's going to come out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We got so mad about this episode when recording Werewolf by Night. We had to stop that episode and record this because, God.
I just want to tell you that episode ended great. Definitely listen to it.
We're just like, are we done with this stupid black and white show? Let's talk about She-Hulk again. Okay, so Toby, before I give my correct thoughts on this episode, please give your incorrect thoughts on She-Hulk, episode 9. And if you want to throw in your little whole show review, spoiler, we're not going to do non-spoiler review. Screw it. Whatever. Go watch it. Non-spoilers only. Sorry, Chris. We're doing non-spoilers. Sorry, we're doing spoilers only. Spoilers only.
Everybody.
Go.
Okay. Spoilers only. So I did not really like. I didn't dislike episode 9. It was definitely like quite interesting. But I wanted it to be a shorter show, and I wanted it to feature more Daredevil with She-Hulk. She-Hulk is so good playing off other really good characters that's what she needed. They put in pieces of garbage with her that were not character actors, and that's why I didn't like the show.
So you think what's her last name? Who plays She-Hulk?
Ugh,
Maslany.
Tatiana.
Tatiana. So you think Tatiana Maslany was let down by her supporting cast?
The writing, not the actors.
Oh, okay.
The actors are fine, again, but the writing was best when she was with the Abomination.
Yep.
The writing was best with Daredevil.
Yep.
And that's what she needed. The writing was best with her best friend Nikki. Like, that's character actors.
I almost get the sense that, and I don't know where I get this from, Toby. I get the sense that the people who made this show didn't really want to, and didn't know what the hell to do with it.
Right.
Where could I have gotten that from? I'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Is it the last episode?
Yeah. What?
Titania didn't do anything. I don't care
it went nowhere.
I don't care that it's her main villain, okay? You didn't need Titania at all. If you wanted to do a dating episode, right, where one of the guys she dates ends up taking her blood, do that. We didn't need the wedding episode because then we don't need Titania. You want a dating episode showing her getting used to being She-Hulk and being cool with it? Fine. You need to introduce Todd, who was a monster, like a boring monster, right? Like a terrible person, but so boring.
But not a villain.
Right. But you guys made him a villain?
And the last episode?
There were some really good, rumors, or what is it called? Ideas on Twitter.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be the brain guy from the Hulk movie.
Right,
The Incredible Hulk.
Introducing an actual villain. And here we are, it's just some crappy guy who sucks.
And then when he becomes a Hulk,
I thought you liked it.
I do. But are you done?
I'll rant at some point throughout it. But,
okay.
But for me, wait, for better or worse?
Go ahead.
Should I do it?
Yeah.
No, for worse.
Yeah, super for worse.
Oh.
It's because she's a woman, right? No. Okay. Well, that's Toby's opinion.
No.
She doesn't like She-Hulk because She-Hulk is a woman.
She's a woman. No.
That's why Toby doesn't like it. Okay, so for episode 9, right? For those of you who are still listening that didn't actually watch it, episode 9, and then I guess really the rest of the show is so jumbled and makes so little sense that She-Hulk, the main character, turns to the camera, asks the audience, "Hey, do you like this?" And then I guess the audience insert who's watching the show doesn't like the show anymore.
Right.
So exits to the Disney Plus menu. Now, Toby's like, "Why'd you do that?" She was yelling at me. She fell for it.
Well, I did fall for it. Also because you push buttons sometimes.
I accidentally pushed buttons.
But that's what I'm saying.
I think I accidentally pushed a button too right before that happened.
Right.
So I think I just did something on the TV.
So you got me, guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
So now, and I knew I wasn't touching the remote, so I got it. Okay. Yeah. I think that funny part of that was that it was the current Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Because like it had all the current movies that were just put up. So like, Doctor Strange was still there and everything.
Like, good job.
So so the person watching the show leaves the show to go back to Disney Plus. She yells at them, jumps out of her movie, and goes into the behind the scenes Marvel Assembled show. Which, like, if you want to watch blue screens, Marvel's Assembled is great. If you want to stare at a bunch of green screens, because that's all they do in these movies. They use green screens. You want to watch Marvel Assembled.
Is that what it looks like?
It's just all green screens. So if you want to watch Marvel Assembled, look at some green screens, be my guest. She jumps into Marvel Assembled, goes to Marvel Studios headquarters, and goes to yell at her writers. Her writers are like, we don't know what to do with the show. She's like, I'm going to go talk to Kevin Feige. They're like, no, we'll kill you.
I was like a little, I'm sorry.
I'm loving all this. I love this meta stuff. She goes to Marvel headquarters, I'm assuming in New York. I have no idea where the MCU is. I know the Marvel headquarters is in New York.
We just like when things are in New
So
York.
it's in New York, so we love it.
Yeah.
Now again, she's in the real world. She's in our universe.
But she's as She-Hulk.
As She-Hulk. Beating up guards, right? Now she's beating up real people, so like...
So that was funny, right?
Right.
And they all just like lay there.
They're all like dead, and she kills them. And then she gets to where Kevin Feige's office is, and it turns out Kevin Feige is a giant floating robot with a little freaking hat, which I loved. They gave him the little hat.
Oh, did that?
Because Kevin Feige always wears a hat.
This.
He's
Right.
bald. So they gave him the little, or he's redhead or he's bald. Either way, he wears a hat.
He wears a hat.
He always wears a hat. And she's yelling at Kevin Feige, the producer of her own show, but it's a robot.
I'm a little upset about that. I wanted it to be Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but he's probably not a good actor, if I had to guess, because he's
Does
just a
it matter
producer.
at this point?
You're right. The whole show, I mean, like, right. I guess it doesn't.
No.
But, like, I think that'd be a little too on the nose. Not that this, we know this show doesn't do things on the nose.
What?
I saw a review of this show
Yeah.
And he's like, the political messages in this aren't on the nose, that on the nose. We're like what show were you watching?
Thinking.
Okay, so
Honestly,
she
sorry.
yells.
Wait, pause. It should have just been a writer's room full of women.
It should have been a writer's room full of like, oh, that would have been funny. But yeah,
but because
and they're like, we women, we don't know how to write.
Well, no, not
That would have been a funny commentary.
Not like we don't know what to write. It should have been like, we just need to get our message out there, and we're using you. Sorry.
Or like the writer's room is just like a bunch of babies, and they like don't know what they're doing. And she's like, "Oh, of course my show doesn't make sense."
Right, goo goo gaga.
Yeah, and then season 2 is a show that does make sense. Okay, anyway, so I got a lot of Matrix vibes when Neo goes to the computer guy, and he's an old dude in a chair
Yes,
and all
you
the screens.
did. I did.
A lot of Matrix vibes. So she yells at him. She's like, "Get rid of the Hulk guy. I'm just gonna sue him." So she literally yells at the producer of the show to change episode 9 so that she likes it more.
She likes it more, and that it makes sense.
And then it makes sense, except it doesn't. But fine. So she's like, no, the guy I dated, he doesn't get Hulk powers
How about
anymore.
less makes sense, more based in reality?
Sure. Emil Blonsky turned him back into a human.
But he has to go to jail.
He has to go to jail. My cousin didn't show up at the end.
Like, my cousin's in outer space. You guys all know that.
Titania's not there. Get rid of her.
Right. Like, why would she?
And then he's like, and he had to say this. The robot had to say this. Oh, when you leave, we're going to change the bug that allowed you to get to our universe, so you'll never be back here again.
Right.
Fine. And then she goes back to her show, and it ends.
Not before she sits down and she's like, so what about this? So what about
and then she's like, oh, and I want Daredevil in it. More Daredevil. Yeah.
More Daredevil.
Which we agree. We want
Which
more
I
Daredevil.
also like because she was like, a girl has her needs.
And she kept talking about how she slept with Daredevil, right? She like
She
looked
said
at the
Hulk
audience.
smashes things and
Oh yeah, she's like,
Matt
what's trying to do?
Murdock.
Hulk smash. She's like, and Matt Murdock. And then
Hilarious.
every dude on the internet who's mad about the show was like, meh.
Right, but like, so that was cute. It was also kind of funny where
There were good parts of this episode.
There were good parts. I also like the part where he's like, it's too expensive for you to transform.
Oh, which I love those jokes.
Right.
But you didn't do it right. Okay, so that joke, can we talk about that joke?
Can we?
What movie did that joke first and did it better?
Ooh,
You don't remember?
No.
Spice World.
What?
Spice World
with
did
the-
that
with
joke.
The bus?
Where they're on the bus and they're coming to a bridge.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, that bridge is too expensive for us to produce.
Yes.
And it's just like a
It's
toy
just
car.
A toy car. Pew!
That's funny. That's
funny.
a joke. When the way
That's funny.
She-Hulk did it was, oh, don't transform is too expensive. And they just didn't show her transforming.
Well, but he said
What they
that's-
should have done was like shown her doing it, but it's like, I don't know, like a toy
clay.
or a clay.
Yeah.
Like that's the joke. You messed the joke up. Also, you stole it from Spice World.
World. You guys, if Marvel can't compare with Spice World.
Come on, guys. Right. Spice World, it makes better jokes than you could do in your
Right.
comedy show. Whatever. So she goes back and takes the ridiculous ending and makes it boring.
Boring. Reality. Boring.
Okay. Would you like to know my thoughts on episode 9?
Please be more clear.
I love the idea of a creator or whoever made the show setting up the ultimate joke where they sacrifice all 8 episodes of a show and make them as terrible as possible just to make this one joke at the end.
Maybe 7.
Right,
7
fine.
episodes.
7 episodes.
Sorry,
and
yeah.
make them as bad as possible just for this one joke. I love that idea, but boy, is it stupid. Boy, is it stupid.
You guys.
But I love it.
No.
I think it's a dumb idea, but now that it's all said and done, fine.
I mean, also, there's nothing we can do about it. It's over.
It's over. But like, I like the idea of it, but like Marvel don't.
But then,
Yeah, don't do it.
But then when she was like talking to Kevin, right? She was like, save it for the movie. And then he's like, you're going to be in a movie. And she's like, really? And he's like, no. Are we not seeing her again?
No, I don't think he said that.
He
Oh, he did?
100% did.
Okay, well, she's definitely going to be in a movie. So the reason why they haven't made a Hulk movie is because I think it's Universal Studios has a first look production deal with the Hulk movies where they can't make Hulk movies on their own. But if Marvel is going to make a Hulk movie, they
goes
have to be
to them.
would they have to be the ones to produce it?
Oh.
And that expires in 2025 or 2026. So there's going to be Hulk movies. I mean, obviously, they set up World War Hulk. Hulk has a son who's adult.
Which was like, honestly, the last 5 minutes was so fun.
Yeah, and like World War Hulk is like the number one Hulk comic of the last like 10 or 15 years. It's like everyone talks about World War Hulk. Whenever it's like, Superman, Goku could beat Superman in a fight. Everyone's like, yeah, but World War Hulk could beat both of them in a fight. So like it always comes up. So
Okay.
they're doing it because they have to.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for it too. So she'll be in there because at some point, he just fights everybody. Hulk fights everybody.
Right.
And at one point, like he fights She-Hulk, and she's
His
like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, I love that idea, but that's like something that someone does on like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like that's the kind of that's something they would do, where they would like make a season on bad on purpose,
Right.
just for a joke at the end.
Yes.
That's like something like Taika Waititi would do for his like New Zealand public access TV
And
show.
no offense, it'd be better
And
executed.
it'd be way better executed. So like Marvel, if this was your plan where we're gonna make a really bad season of a show on purpose just for this one joke at the end, I love that idea, but 1, you shouldn't do it, and 2, you did it bad. You should have made it more obviously stupid and bad.
So it needed to be so obvious. Like if you want her to be like, is this making sense? Like this seems crazy. That should have been littered.
That should have been like episode 2 or 3.
Right. Like, and if you want her to be like, this is a lawyer show.
Or make the season shorter.
I vote make the season
Right.
shorter.
If this was 4 episodes, right, cut out, we talked about this already. Episode 1 you need
episode 1,
Episode
2,
2.
and 3 can be together.
Yep. Where
And then
Emil Blunt, because you can do it. She gets the job
She
as a
gets
lawyer.
the job, and
She does Emil
immediately she's got to
Blonsky.
do Emil Blonsky. And then
4, 5, 6.
the dating episode. The dating episode could have been its own one where she like comes to terms with being She-Hulk. You didn't need the copyright case.
Nope, get rid of that. All
because
that Wong stuff, get
She
rid of
could
it.
have just like the Wong stuff
Get rid of it.
is the dating episode.
Yeah, get
so
rid of
like,
it.
but if you like want it,
Put it with something
Fine.
else. I think you do need the Emil Blonsky's Compound episode because that was funny.
and that was a great episode. And then for that one, you also could have introduced the grumpy frog guy.
Yeah. Yep. So I think 7, 8, 9 you need.
Right.
But 4, 5, 6 you don't.
Or with that Emil Blonsky one, it's when she's getting her suit. So now we've met the suit guy.
Those are all scenes you can throw in.
Right, but then you have do like episode six or like whatever we're at, like 2 episodes of Daredevil to make that last one be like, I really miss him.
Yeah, and that's a funny joke where she tells the creator like, I want to sleep with him more, like bring him back.
Right.
And he's like, okay. So I think if you took this whole season, got rid of episodes 4, 5, 6,
Whatever.
or 3, 4, 5, 6, and then put the important scenes from that sprinkled throughout the rest of it.
Yeah.
Made whatever good episode 5 minutes longer with an extra scene. I think that this joke would have worked better because it's a shorter season. It feels more throwaway at that point. I don't feel like I've wasted my time watching this show.
Dude, I feel like I wasted my time. Like Daredevil, like makes me happy thinking about us smiling and being like cute.
Happy Daredevil. Yes, we like Happy Daredevil.
But like that's the only happiness I get from this show.
Yeah, Charlie Cox steals the show. I also like Emil Blonsky as like a weird hippie.
I like that he just does like speaking engagements as Abomination.
Yeah, like he didn't seem like he was buying into their like
he
misogynist.
He was just there to be like, stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't saying like, yeah, I'm also a misogynist.
Yeah.
He was just motivating them.
Yeah.
Granted, their motivations are bad.
But I guess, and like, so there really was no overarching villain this season, I guess, right? There's no villain.
Ugh.
Aside from like misogyny.
Right, because,
and like her bad boyfriends.
Because if you want the intelligentsia guys to be the villains, right, that would have been something you introduced for season 2. Like, fine, he gets the blood, he puts it in, and now we have this Hulk villain.
Or maybe you don't have the main character of the show go to the producer and take that plot out.
Yeah, but the Hulk villain is immediately going to be like attacked by the military because that's what happens to Hulks.
But a brain guy is just a brain guy, so he's just going to be a brain.
Right, so then you could have done that. Honestly, I feel like I'm in the writer's room with all of the writers being like, I don't know what's happening.
But like, is that the joke? Like, was this whole season a joke on purpose?
It can't
have been. It can't.
I sincerely hope
they didn't
not.
make they couldn't have made a bad show on purpose just for this one joke.
I really hope not.
Yeah.
I'm
and if
sorry,
if they didn't,
upset.
then that means they actually made a bad show.
Right. And
don't get upset, Toby. It's a stupid Disney Marvel show.
I know. Don't get upset.
You're a fan of like Supernatural, Toby.
Sorry, it's like my hormones.
You're used to it.
I don't know why I'm getting upset.
It's the baby. Pregnancy, taste in movies.
What?
I said because you don't like when I say pregnancy brain.
Because pregnancy brain for me is not a thing. It's just my brain is bad.
Right, you had a pretty weak brain. Again,
exactly.
As a
already,
woman,
as a no, I had
that's the moral. That's what you said. That She-Hulk is bad.
Gino's part of intelligentsia.
I'm right. Oh my god, exactly.
Yeah.
I go on here afterwards. I'm like, She-Hulk sucks because she's a girl.
Female.
She's a female. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, she's a female. That is true, by the way. Where like all misogynists say female instead of like woman or girl.
This is a little off topic, but
I always can tell an idiot on the internet when they say female.
To me, on The Bachelorette this past year, one of the guys called the women females, and all the men were like, "Bro,
you're ruining it for the rest of us.
You can't be calling them females or not."
Like unless you're talking about like, what is this rabbit? What is this turtle? It is a female. Like what?
No, because that already sets up that you think you're better than women because you don't have the respect to call them like
it's so clinical and weird and cold.
It is very
so that's
cold.
True.
Ooh,
but then,
I'm hungry.
again, I don't mind making a show where like misogyny is the bad guy, but like it didn't feel like that was the point of the whole show because the whole show was such a mess.
It was such a mess.
So like if that's your theme, if that's like what you're going for, then like be more consistent. Yes. Why was there a episode with magic frogs? The filler episode where she's like punching
the bats?
Wong, whatever the hell they were.
Frogs.
I'm getting the two episodes confused. The frog episode. And I like the frog episode.
Right? Yeah. Like we didn't need magic. Like magic's not that important.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I guess I gotta read. Like, did they make this bad on purpose because She-Hulk comics are bad? And like this is what she does in the comic?
Get hate for that?
I don't know. Who reads She-Hulk?
I don't know. Women.
Whose favorite character?
No!
Oh no! There's
women.
Oh no! Toby, women don't read comics. Come on.
Women don't read.
Ooh, God.
No, of course.
Canceled.
Sorry. It's just like I'm so upset for women everywhere that She-Hulk wasn't better.
This is your show.
Because like Jennifer Walters is such a power kid. I'm a lawyer, right?
I can punch you into the sun.
And I can help the little person and I can get the bad guy. Like I am Jennifer Walters. I'm funny.
I somehow have like fifth dimensional like reality warping powers where I can go out of the universe.
Right? Like you guys, like the writers really like fudged this up for women everywhere.
Yeah, and I guess my only explanation has to be that Kevin Feige was drunk that day when he approved the show.
Right, he didn't even pay attention. Or maybe he was like,
this
foggy.
is what the comics are like. Maybe we're getting to the phase of Marvel, of the MCU, where they're just taking everything from the Marvel comics even the really dumb stuff. Because like comics are dumb. I'm sorry. Most comics, I think anyone would agree with me. Most comics are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So the MCU was cool because they would take like only the good parts and make movies out of them.
Yeah.
Seems like they're just taking like everything.
And like not
Werewolf by Night, Swamp Man,
right.
She-Hulk, but only the bad parts.
So like, and that's my like not. I'm not. She-Hulk is not a bad character.
No,
but like
it's an interesting premise.
It's an interesting premise, and honestly, if you want to get political and you want to say how there's like all these incels out there pissed that there's a woman superhero that's like. They think that she gets all of this for not earning it.
Like, have it be a boyfriend that she didn't. I guess she didn't sleep with that guy.
Which one? Todd?
Like, if you're going to say the villains are incels, like, cool, I'm down with that, right? Love that premise.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, have it set up better. Like, she goes on the date with the guy. He tries to sleep with her. She says no. Then you show a scene of him by himself, like, being mad and, like, have it like we didn't see if what was his name? Ron? Todd. If Todd was your main villain.
And Todd pops up.
We didn't see his like villain transformation.
No.
And I don't mean that literally like he turned into the Hulk. I mean like his transformation from guy who goes on dates and gets rejected to I'm an incel who's going to like fund military grade research to steal her blood. Like we didn't see that.
No,
so he's not a good villain.
You know what my issue is? They tried to do too much in too little time. Because like
or like not enough in too much time. It's like bad in both ways.
So listen, so like if you guys wanted it to be a She-Hulk show of her coming like her being cool, like right? So she mastered being She-Hulk right away. Her like anger issues, right? If you wanted it to be a show about her being cool with the fact that she was also a superhero, that's one show. This became also a show about incels hating her.
Right, and her dealing with misogyny.
Right, and I think...
And it became a show about, like, she's an attorney.
Right, it was too much.
And we threw in an episode where, like, Wong hangs out with Snooki from Jersey Shore. And, yeah, so it's like... it has like both problems. It's like it was too much in too little time and like not enough in all those areas.
Yeah.
So I think if they took this season, took out all the filler, take out all the fat, trim all the fat, and then like give us a main villain, even if Todd's going to be your main villain.
If you want Todd to be the main villain, we're cool with that.
But like, give us a little bit more of him, show us his transformation into that villain.
He can't just like appear as a villain.
At the last episode, like a twist. We don't need twists, guys. I think you have what could have been, and get rid of the whole bull crap of her like jumping universes, even though I love that idea. And I'll tell you why that's bad, what happened, aside from all the stuff I already said. I think there could have been a good show here.
There absolutely could have been.
Yeah.
I had such high hopes. The first three, that first episode was so good. It was
and
so
I think
good.
like episode 7 and 8 were pretty good too.
So good. Episode 7 made me so happy.
Yeah, the whole episode in the compound I thought was awesome.
And the episode in the compound was really funny with the villains talking about their feelings and stuff. Like, it's like the writers had good days and bad days. Or like maybe some writers got subbed out. They're like
yeah, or like
the middle writers were just kind of like
I think
sorry writers. I mean like
you can't blame them either because they're mostly guns for hire, I think.
Right. So and the thing is I took like a sketch writing class and I know it's hard to write funny stuff in a short amount of like I know that. But like you guys like the competition is like steep for writers. So like best of the best here, Marvel. I don't know what's happening.
I think there's this like thing in TV where they feel like seasons of TV, maybe because based on the old model of TV, that like seasons of TV have to have like a certain length and a certain number of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Where like this was 9 episodes, and I think it could have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but Hawkeye only had 6.
So then, like, why is this so long? Like, you don't need to make it 9 episodes. This could have been 5. This could have been 4.
Like, who brought this?
Make it a mini series.
Who was like, I've got an idea for She-Hulk. We're gonna have 9 episodes. A weird number.
Yeah, it's like the writers were forced to have more episodes than they can come up with stuff, so they came up with nonsense. Just cut those amount of episodes.
Like Marvel, like Disney owns you, but like you own Disney,
right? And like you should have figured out the budget and the amount of episodes after the writers were done, so that you can then say, only this stuff is good.
Right.
We're going to budget for 5 episodes because that's all the good stuff we have. It's almost like they decided it was going to be 9 episodes, got everything set up, and then hired the writers. We're
Right,
like, fill 9 episodes.
It's like the last season of Game of Thrones.
And they're like, I don't know.
It's like the last season of Game of Thrones where they're like, okay, we're going to do 10 episodes for this and then just 8.
Yeah, well, that's like...
And then figure
That's
it
a totally
out.
different problem. Yeah, it's like the opposite where, Game of Thrones is
Right.
like... HBO's like, can we get 12? They're like, nah, 6. And we're like, oh, they're like, okay. That's like the opposite problem. But like I don't want to blame the writers because it's like it can't be their fault. There's no way the writers who wrote this were like, we have 9 episodes of good stuff.
No, they did not feel
This
good about
very
this.
much felt like we have to have 9 episodes.
Right.
What the hell are we gonna do?
This is like when I've turned in a paper and I'm like, just grade it.
Yeah. So maybe giving a little bit more power to those writers, or maybe getting the writing done earlier so you can budget around what the writers gave you that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is also
because
crazy.
like don't do 9 episodes of this.
No, and you guys have like years to plan this stuff. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't either. Okay, I'm done.
I have one more thing.
I'm done.
Okay. So the one of the reasons why, because I said that the whole like jumping out of the universe and going to the writers and yelling at them is
Yes,
stupid,
Yes.
is because you're trying to set up with Loki and Quantumania and whatever a villain whose like main thing is that he's so smart that he can jump universes and he can travel through time, he can do all this crazy stuff. And now we know he's not the strongest person because we know that the writers exist in the MCU.
Oh.
The writers exist. Now, they straight up told She-Hulk, can't do this again. But like in the back of my mind, whenever this stuff happens, I'm just going to be like, just get She-Hulk and Deadpool to like
Right.
break the fourth wall
Like
and
they're
go fix it.
writers.
And I know they do this in the comics all the time. There's like a million comics where like Spider-Man meets his writer and like someone has met Stan Lee in the comics before and
That's fun.
Deadpool's tried to kill his writers before. So I get that's a thing they do in the comics, but
Kind of took you out of it.
I think I'm worried it's going to like ruin the rest of these
So
movies
aren't
for
you
me.
glad that a lot of people probably didn't watch She-Hulk?
Yeah. Can I forget that? And I think is I like it. I like
I mean,
that
like,
they did
I'm still gonna think of
but
She-Hulk for this point for me is its own entity. Where like I'm not gonna think about the fact that she went into a writer's room when I watch Quantumania. Like that's not gonna be in the back of my mind that they could just fix
gonna
it.
be in the back of my mind.
You're gonna have to deal with him.
She-Hulk ruined the entire MCU.
So I mean, like it's not gonna bother me.
Anyway, Toby, do you think there was enough political stuff in this or not enough political stuff in this? I like politics in my shows, and even for me, this show was too on the nose.
I know it was. I mean,
But also like not on the nose enough. Like it's so weird.
it was weird. It was just weird and like not for the audience. Like it's for I appreciate it, but like it seemed more like an SNL sketch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a high budget SNL sketch.
Right. Like we're
But
gonna
not,
really,
I guess not funny, which is like for most of
Right.
SNL.
Like I mean, the meeting where they're all talking nonsense. The things that they're like when they have that intelligentsia meeting. Like the things they're saying are directly from the internet.
But they're also like not things that at least people I know like say in real life. So like it's like it's on the nose, but like it missed the nose.
Right, like it's
Is
on
that,
the cheek a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. I got
Yeah.
it. The show is on the nose, but it missed the nose. So
Yeah.
it just punches you in the face.
It just punches you in the face in
And
a
it's
bad
not
way.
fun.
Right, I didn't enjoy it.
So I do enjoy politics in my shows, and I like that kind of stuff. You tend to not. Right?
I don't
'cause
like when
you're-
it's too
you hate-
obvious.
you
No,
hate
no, stop.
Political issues.
Stop. I don't like when it's on the nose, when I can tell that you have a very clear message. I want to like
I
feel
want
the
symbolism.
message. Yes.
I like that. I want to feel
I want
the
to
message.
feel the message. Like I know that
Don't
we
smack me in the face with it. Smack
like
me in the
don't
heart.
tell me, show me.
Smack me in the heart with the message.
Yeah. Like that's what I want. I like we say this all the time. I'm gonna say it again because Gino's talking while I was talking.
This whole show is about misogyny tobes,
Right.
so I'm just playing the part.
You're just doing a good job. We're all about show me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
So I want to see this happening. I don't want you to put it in my face that like I'm not gonna miss it. Like
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
Then if you're gonna do that,
right,
make sure you hit it.
right
and
on
you
the
do
nose,
it correct.
exactly. So
Is that
for
it?
worse, yeah.
For worse. Yeah. For me, the show overall, definitely for worse. even though I do like the idea of them making a bad show on purpose,
All right. Well,
which they definitely didn't do.
no. Well, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you for listening to For Better or Worse. If you like what you heard and want to know more, visit our website for better or worse at buzzsprout.com and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you use so you never miss an episode.
We're also on Intelligentsia.
Like and subscribe to our show on YouTube so you can see what we look like. No cat today. To let us know what you think, comment, leave a 5-star review, ring the bell, do all the things. We'll see you next time where hopefully we enjoy the show.
Yeah. We'll review something we like.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.